Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match reaction. Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, Everton 0. An awful performance by Everton today. I'd say it's in one of the worst performances since Sean Dyche took over as manager today. We offered nothing. We were all over the place defensively, and they looked tired, but I think he gambled with the formation. It didn't work in the slightest. It just played into Wolves' hands, really. And it went from bad to worse throughout the game. And I've got no complaints with the scoreline. It was 3. It could have been 6. They had 2 disallowed. The keepers made a save. They blazed over Neto. It's one of them days. Everton were just poor from start to finish, and we just have to get on with it. These were 3 tricky games, and we've lost all 3 of them. And we saw this last season with Decore. He went out the team, the manager didn't know what to do to combat that, because we haven't got anybody like him, and he's the chief source of our goals. And he went out the side, and we didn't win any games, and he's gone out the side now and we're not winning any games. We lost all of them, and including the penalty shootout defeat with Fulham as well. So it's a problem that he doesn't know how to fix, because there's no one who plays like him, and that is the challenge Everton have got to come up with. Somebody in that role who can do that. There's not many Decores around, so I don't know how you do it. So you're going to have to come up with someone else who can play that role, who's got a goal threat in them, who can create something, and we simply don't have it in the squad. He made, like I said, he went to a back 3 with Michael Keane coming in, Patterson right wing back, Mykolenko left wing back, Onana and Garner in the middle. He had McNeil and Harrison off Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But Dom just looked isolated. In this formation, I'd have rather he just went 3-5-2 and had Beto with Dom and was a little bit brave. He's done this before, and you end up, your strikers just like I say, it's the Decore issue. I think when Decore's there, it's not really a problem. We can get people up with the striker and he gets goals. When he's not there and you try to mess things up, move things around and mix people into different areas, it's not worked. He'd have been better today going, we're playing 3-5-2, we're going back to front quickly, and we're going to try and test Wolves, have Beto alongside Dom and see how we get on. Therefore, it was more of a 5-4-1, and it didn't work. It didn't really work. We got one real sight of goal that Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have hit the target with. He hit it across the goal. He should have just dinked it over the keeper. He was coming out to him. And that was really it in terms of clear-cut stuff. We went behind, we'd had a couple of warnings in the opening 20 minutes. Amadou Onana got back brilliantly when Dwight McNeil had under-hit a free kick and they broke on us. Pickford did well to hold them up, and then Onana got back before before Hwang could get a shot away, and he'd had another couple of moments where you were a little bit concerned. But Everton in general had stopped the crosses, but to then go and concede the first goal the way we did was poor. They had too much space off a corner that got cleared. They just worked it back out to the right. It came in. Jared Brantwaite, it's a goalwards. I think the keeper should do better. He does stop it, but it's just scruffy. Tarkowski slides in trying to keep it out the net, but him and Pickford getting each other's way, and the ball rolls to Kilman and it deflects in, and we're one behind. And Kilman's only ever scored 1 goal before. Yeah, you guessed it, against Everton. And we're behind, and the record says this season when we go behind, we get beat. And that was the case. Like I said, we had the Dominic Calvert-Lewin chance just after that. Other things were shots from, like McNeil had a shot that he hit over the bar, and it was just, we just couldn't work into any decent areas in the first half. It wasn't a very good game. They were the better side. We got in at half-time, 1 down. And you hope in a half-time that the manager will mix it up, make some changes, or give them a bit of a rocket to get after Wolves a little bit. It was too easy for them. And we come out in the second half, and it was even worse, if anything, than what the first half was. They get a second goal, which, yeah, again, Everton just caught with 1 ball. Michael Keane, Hwang runs off and hits it across goal, and Cuhna's there to tap it in. I mean, Everton had 2 players marking him, and he got there and slotted in to make it 2-0. And then the third goal, was another poor goal, a ball back in, and Dawson on the stretch. Pickford's going one way, can't get back the other way, and it's 3-0. And at that stage, I'm thinking it's going to be more. They had Hwang went in and slotted to make it 4-0, but he was offside, and we had to get a couple of important blocks in as well. Dwight McNeil did have a tremendous strike. It was Everton's best move, actually, after the manager had brought Andre Gomez on, and he played the ball in, it was flicked off. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin flicked it off and McNeil struck it, and it hit the post and come out, and that would have been a lovely goal, but it wouldn't really have got, well, I don't know. It'd have been unlikely Everton, if it had gone in, Everton would have got anything off the game, just because we weren't doing anywhere near enough. We've ended the game with no shots on target, which is poor, which is really poor. And yeah, I think we just got to consign it to the bin. It was a terrible, terrible performance. Like I said, it was up there with the worst performances since he took over as manager. The worrying thing for me is that's 10 defeats. We've lost 50% of our games this season, and that's not good. We've got to start getting some points on the board. The only positives I can take from today so far is that Luton lost, Sheffield United lost, and Burnley lost. You know, Everton could have easily been in the bottom three at kick-off time. Was it a game we could have got something from before the game? I thought so, but as the game went on, Wolves were worthy winners and just looked so much better than we did. And yeah, I think had we had Abdoulaye Doucouré and had we had Idrissa Gana Gueye, it would have been a different game. I think it'd have been a lot tighter, but on the day they were much better than we were and thoroughly deserved the victory. And you have to sometimes hold your hand up. From our perspective, that's 3 defeats in a week. Everton are terrible at Christmas in general, and this is 4 defeats on the run if you include the penalty shootout defeats. So in the Premier League, 3 defeats on the run. We've got to bounce back. The next Premier League game is Aston Villa in a couple of weeks. We've got 17 days or something, so hopefully Abdoulaye Doucouré will be available then. I know Idrissa Gana Gueye won't be, he's going off to the AFCON, but Doucouré would make a big difference to have him fully fit and back for that one, and give us the opportunity to play the formation that the manager knows well and likes, and one that seems to work, because he's trying to patch it up right now and it's not working. It's really not working, and you just got to hope that from that perspective Everton will come across something that works or stumble upon something until he's back. But listen, the manager had said in a press conference that he was touch and go for today, Doucouré, so whether or not he'll be available at Crystal Palace next Thursday in the Cup, I don't know. You don't want to throw him in for that Palace game and then he's out again for weeks. I'd rather him miss the Palace game and whatever happens and he's available for Villa, because like I've just said, Everton have got to start winning Premier League football matches, because they're right in it at the moment, and you know, we've got to hope that we get some points back off this appeal as well, because it is going to be tight, because we lose a couple of players and it's game over at the moment for us. They've got to bring people in this, you know, in the January window. No, Kevin Thelwell's tried to play it down and Dyche's tried to play it down. I don't think it can be played down with this squad. I think we have to try to bring at least 1 player in, but probably 2, to just give the squad that cover, that little bit of quality. But we'll see. Listen, I'm just writing today off. It was a dreadful display from start to finish. We've comfortably beaten, and we have to get on with it. And let's hope, you know, it's a fitting way really to end one horrible, horrible year in Everton Football Club's history, an awful year in our history, with everything that's gone on. So let's hope 2024 brings better, more successful, more wins, more home wins would be nice, you know, more than 3 would be nice. And hopefully we can move forward and progress in 2024. So listen, a very happy new year to all of you. All the best for 2024. Man of the match today, Michalenko. There you go. Right, see you later.